Hello everybody, John here, and today onto the garage working on Olive, and we've got a tricky little one to resolve. I think I've got a solution, but see what you reckon. So this is the automatic gear selector for Olive. This is slightly damaged. I've had to repair this piece. I put LEDs inside it because the bulb had previously melted the plastic here. We don't have the top, so we've got a lever strap for a gaiter, but that works quite effectively, no problem there. But when it comes to putting back the T handle on here, the T handle has a button and it presses down on that, and so it's constantly trying to push itself off the top, and there's a grub screw and a little gripper that clamps it to here. In an unfortunate and uncharacteristically non-Volkswagen style, the grub screw goes through here and presses onto the rod, obviously in the bore, but the thread is just in the plastic and it is stripped. So should have that grub screw going through that hole, pushing the back of this little serrated piece. The serrations aren't very good anymore. Let's see if we can get it focused for you. There you go. And that sits inside here, pushing it into contact with the selector stick. So this is all stripped out. Obviously I could tap it and put a bigger screw in, but it's all a bit bad. So instead what I'm going to go for is, I've got this threaded insert. It's a riv nut, it's not meant for this purpose, and this much smaller bolt. And what I want to do is insert that with a flange head inside through there, pop the screw in from the outside, and then the fact that it's got this flanged head should stop it pushing back, and it sits in a groove, and I'm going to put two flats on this and hopefully that stops it from turning, and we'll have a metal insert in our gear stick head. See how I get on. First I'm going to put the screw thread in to the riv nut so it's got some support, and now I'm going to see if I can just put a flat on this flange. There we go. T-shaped. On the outside, chance anybody thinks is a good idea and wants to try and repeat it, I'm using an M3 bolt, M3 internal thread riv nut, and the reason is it's got the same external diameter, probably a fraction less, that the original grub screw has got. Now the biggest trick is going to be trying to get it in to a hole you can't really access. So what I'm going to do is just put it on the end of that needle file and go in through this other side up diagonally and try to get it into the hole. May not be able to show you this because there's hardly enough room for my own head. Oops, that didn't work. Nope, really doesn't want to go in there. I suspect the reason is that the hole is not right size all the way through, only at the end I can see. So I can put this screwdriver, which is a similar diameter, all the way through, so we can clean up the bore a little. Okay. There's just some plastic swarf the other end, which is ever such light stuff, but obviously I'm curling it in probably when I try and insert my rivet from the other end. And it's not line of sight. This grub screw goes through here, and my only access is through there, so I'm coming up and at it. So, you know, this may not happen. In which case I should still publish it, so you don't know not to bother doing the same daft thing. And looking at the design of this, I'm very doubtful I'm the first person who's ever had a problem. I may well be the first person who's tried to resolve it this way, and the obvious way is buy a new one. I'm going to try a different approach. This time, I'm going to try needle nose pliers down there, which means I won't be able to see at all. Oh, only gone and been and got it in. Let's and poke it in before I lose it. Yes. Ah, well, you can see that. There's now a threaded insert in there. The flange should stop it pulling through. What I've got to do now is very carefully insert this without pushing the insert back out the other side. Don't push out. If I put a screwdriver down there, should be able to, or pliers, that'd be probably better, stop it from pushing out. Okay, I feel it touching the pliers. Oh, look at that. Could do with being a bit shorter. So my options are put in one of these grub screws, which is 3 as well, or shorten this screw by about 5mm. I think I'm going to try and shorten this. Or do I have a shorter one? Different thread. Aha! Shorter one. Brilliant. Put that in there. Perfect. That's just going inside as that's getting flush. So then to rebuild this, there's a spring. Has to fall into a pocket down there. Okay, ease in. Then there's the actual button, this bit. That's got to go in there. And just press this and she's in. That moves up and down on the button, on the spring, sorry. And all that's left is this little doodad that hooks over this edge and hopefully is going to grip the top of the gear stick. My head on my captive part is occupying a little bit of space in the groove that this would normally sit in. I think that's why I'm having a few troubles. So hopefully that's going to tighten up. Now you've got to knock this down until you feel that touching the top of the plunger. I'll take the handbrake off. Ooh, may have got there. You don't want too much free play, just a tiny bit. So, try out my gadget. And hope it works. Yep. Excellent.